An icon talks and it tells beautiful stories. We learn and understand from the icon.
Our icon today tells us about Saint Shenoda the Archimandrite. He was called the Archimandrite because he was living in solitude with God and encouraged his monks to live a life of solitude in the desert. That's why he was called Archimandrite, because there were so many monks who lived as mandrites in his time. And what made him reach this high degree is his love for God. From his childhood, his parents raised him in the love of our Lord and beautiful Christian teachings. When he was less than 10 years old, he used to go with the shepherds to take care of his father's sheep and would give his food to the shepherds and fast until after sunset. And instead of going home immediately, he would stand next to the well praying until late at night. When his father saw his good faith and love of solitude with God, he took him to the monastery to his uncle Saint Pagol. We see in the icon a red monastery, the monastery of Saint Pagol, the uncle of Saint Shenoda, who is in Suhag, in a place called Achmim. His father took him there and asked Saint Pagol to come to bless him. But Saint Pagol took the hand of the boy Shenoda and put it on his head and said to him, "I am the one who is blessed by him, because he is a chosen vessel for Christ who will serve him honestly all the days of his life." The father was very happy when he heard this and left him in the monastery with his uncle Saint Pagol. And Saint Shenoda learned from his uncle many virtues and began to grow in the love of our Lord more and more in knowledge and virtue, and his struggle also increasing. In the icon, we find Amba Shenoda under his robe wearing an askeme, which is a leather belt adorned with crosses. One day Saint Pagol saw a vision at night and heard an angel say, "Monk Shenoda wears the holy askeme." Saint Pagol rejoiced, and in the morning he prayed the prayer of the holy askeme and put it on Saint Shenoda. And when Saint Shenoda found himself gaining the dignity of the askeme, he doubled his struggle and studied the divine books more. He also taught it to the monks and to the people who visit the monastery and confirmed them more in the orthodox faith. We will see him wearing white clothes, which is a symbol of purity and celibacy in his life. And he is wearing a hood with a sign of the cross on his head that is protected by the cross of our Lord. His clothes are decorated with crosses, and this reminds us that the cross is the secret of his power. And in his struggle with the cross, he had victory over the trials. And we also will see his clothes have a gold colour. This is a symbol of the holy life that Saint Shenoda lived. And in the icon we will find Saint Shenoda wearing a belt adorned with crosses because he was adhering to the teachings of the Bible, which says, "Gird your waist with the belt of truth." The Bible means he is like a Roman soldier who wears a belt to be ready for battle. The belt is a sign of his continued readiness against the wars of the enemy, the devil. In the icon we see him wearing a red shawl because he became father of the monks and had a system in the monastic order, and Saint Shenoda became the Archimandrite. We also see another monastery in the icon. This white monastery, whose head was Amba Shenoda, was there next to the monastery of Amba Pagol in Achmim. These monasteries are still present today. And we see in the icon Saint Shenoda holding the Bible with both hands. It is a little symbol to hold on to the words of our Lord, his teachings and commandments. And he was teaching the word of truth to all his children and the people as well, and confirmed them in the correct teachings. He faced the heresy of Nestorius in the Ephesus Council with Pope Krolos, the great defender of the true faith. Saint Shenoda was a very faithful citizen. He spoke Coptic in all his sermons in the Upper Egyptian dialect. He encouraged the people to be strong and face the colonial rulers who wanted to impose wrong belief, which is contrary to the proper orthodox faith. He served his people spiritually very well, and even served them physically. For example, when the barbarian attacked the country, he defended and hosted them in the monastery with the monks, who fed them and treated them despite there were so many. And in the icon, there is a halo of light around the head of Saint Shenoda, because he is a saint and a light for all those around him. And because our beautiful church wants us to know his biography and to imitate his faith, so we celebrate his departure every year in the Coptic orthodox calendar on the 7th of Abib. This is the story of the icon of Saint Shenoda the Archimandrite. Let's stand in front of it and say, "Please, Saint Shenoda, pray to our Lord Jesus Christ to forgive us our sins."
An icon talks and it tells beautiful stories. We learn and understand from the icon.